She said it was a joke. Then I found her friend at her house in a robe, and I ended it by text. I feel sick about this. Michelle and I started dating back in 8th grade in April 2010, and for 6 years we were glued together. We were best friends who got through dumb fights, late-night calls, and long stretches apart once college split us up by a 6-hour drive. I never had a reason to doubt her. Last spring break, I went to her campus to visit. That's when I met Kayla, a girl she hadn't mentioned before. Kayla was friendly to me, but flirty with Michelle in a way that made my skin crawl. She brushed Michelle's arm, leaned too close, and dropped little suggestive lines while I sat there. Michelle kept a thin smile and didn't tell her to stop. After a few days, I pulled Michelle aside and asked if Kayla even knew I was her boyfriend. She said yes. I told her this wasn't okay, and she needed to set boundaries, starting with telling Kayla to cut it out. Michelle apologized and said she would. Kayla cooled it around me, and I tried to trust that. The day I left, Kayla gave me this sweet but sharp line about how there was no need to worry, and if I didn't trust Michelle. The way she said it felt like she was holding a secret. It kept looping in my head on the drive home. Michelle told me Kayla always said stuff like that, and it was just jealous talk. I didn't want to be that jealous guy, so I dropped it. Then Kayla added me on Facebook. I accepted, and my feed changed. There were photos of the two of them at movies, at games, at concerts. Kayla used a pet nickname for Michelle in every caption. Michelle had the same weak smile in shot after shot, eyes tight like she wanted to be somewhere else. Michelle never posted those outings on her own page. It was always Kayla. I hovered over the like counts and saw the same names every time. I told myself it was normal, then typed a message to Michelle, deleted it, typed again, and deleted it again. I tried to be calm and not create drama. Tonight I was scrolling and saw Michelle had changed her relationship status. Before, it just said she was in a relationship. Now, it said she was in a relationship with Kayla. My stomach fell. The post was 10 minutes old and already had a stack of comments. Congrats! About time! Strangers cheering like they knew everything. I checked the timestamp twice like maybe I misread it. I opened Kayla's page and her cover photo was the two of them at a game, her arm around Michelle's shoulders. Back on the post, Michelle commented that it was a joke and told people not to take Kayla seriously and said she hated her. Kayla replied with a wink that she shouldn't be in denial. 10 people liked it in seconds. I stared at the screen until my eyes blurred. My phone started buzzing with texts from friends and even my mom, dad, and sister asking what was going on. Michelle didn't text me. The silence felt loud. I sat there with the post open and read every word again. I needed to hear from Michelle, not Facebook. Michelle was home for the summer, so I drove over. When I knocked, Kayla opened the door in a bathrobe. She doesn't even live here. She's 4 hours away in another state. She smirked and said Michelle wasn't home. I asked why she was there. She said she was visiting for the week like it was no big deal. Behind her, I saw a backpack by the couch and 2 coffee mugs in the sink. Steam drifted in the hallway like someone had just showered. The place smelled like shampoo. My chest went hollow. I turned and walked back to my car without saying anything else. Kayla called after me that she was sorry things had to end this way, like she got to close the door on my relationship. I drove home with the radio low and my head pounding. Every mile made the pieces click in a way I didn't want. By the time I hit my street, I felt empty and wide awake at the same time, like my body knew the answer and my head was trying to keep up. Not long after I got home, there was a knock. I opened the door to Michelle crying hard, face red, hands shaking. She tried to talk fast and kept stumbling. The words I caught were enough. She said she slept with Kayla just before winter break freshman year. She said she went to visit her again and didn't tell me because she didn't know how. She said she was home earlier when I knocked and just hid. She reached for my hand and I stepped back. She kept saying she was very, very sorry, stacking the words like they could build a bridge back to where we were. All I could think about was the status, the photos, the bathrobe, the way Kayla looked at me. I asked nothing and got everything I needed. My chest felt tight and weirdly calm. All the little moments snapped into place. The flirty touches, the nickname captions, the status, the steam in the hall. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't ask for more. There wasn't more I wanted to hear. I took out my phone, typed a short message, and showed it to her so she knew I wasn't dodging or being unclear. It said, "It's over." I hit send. The text went through. Michelle covered her mouth and stepped back. Now my friends are saying I'm cold for ending it by text. Was I wrong for that?